Well, hello and good evening. Welcome inside Washington Park Ice Arena here in Jefferson City, Missouri for tonight's matchup, a rematch from the opener last night between the Missouri Tigers and the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Alongside Owen Backer, I'm Ian Paprocki. Mason Heller, our producer tonight, with Robert Crable on PA. And Owen, last night's game, an absolute thriller. It got rowdy, and it got real rowdy later on. The Tigers 3-0 win, and they try to follow it up with another victory here tonight.
Yeah, last night's game was just downright silly. A lot of fights, a lot of action, a lot of penalties taken, and three very nice goals for the Tigers, as well as a bunch of saves by goaltender Joey Christopher with the shutout. He's making another start. Not making another start is Morgan, the goaltender, yesterday for the Cornhuskers. After that 10-minute misconduct penalty, they opted to just go with their backup today.
Early chance, Dylan Lukey right in off the draw, goes straight to the net, and it's denied. Rolling to the corner of the puck now. Tigers with some life early. Long shot from Zitzman goes off a man. Ricochets into the corner again, and a whistle early. And it looks like we've got a penalty. How about the first 17 seconds here, Owen?
Yeah.
Dylan Lukey with a great opportunity to get the Tigers on the board early.
If you're not quite sure who that is, that's a new face for the Missouri Tigers teams, wearing number 22 in black. Formerly played for the Peoria Sting in the OHL, which is obviously a very high up league in the world of hockey. Had 7 points and 40 penalty minutes in 38 games, so they definitely got some fight in him, and we'll certainly be looking to see if Dylan can produce for this team.
Tigers head of the Gumbies power play early on here. One strike in the power play last night. A goal that came in the first period off the stick of Luke Watson. Is Uglo fans on the pass. It's taken away by Joyce and dumped all the way in. Christopher settles it down for Uglo back behind. Lukey, Vodnansky, DeGroat, and Zitzman, the other Tigers, as Lukey takes it over the blue line, drops it for Zitzman. Settles around the right circle, plays it back for Uglo. Dishes to DeGroat, walking and wiring, and a save made by Solano. Off into the corner. Battle at the boards. Vodnansky plays it back to Uglo. 1:20 to go on the man advantage. Lukey with it again. Save made. Rebound in front. Hops away from Vodnansky. Pate trying to play it to the corner, but it's taken away by Missouri again. Zitzman looking to center. Passing lanes closed down as that's tipped into the other side. Now Uglo at the top, not able to connect with Lukey as Pate banks it back towards the far side of the ice. DeGroat first there, though, for the Tigers. 53 to go on the power play. Vodnansky blows a tire, takes a hit from Pate. Now it's Ethan DeGroat once again. DeGroat takes it, shoots, and a blocker save by Solano, and it goes out of play for a whistle with 43 seconds to go in this early Missouri power play.
Yeah, some decent chances there for the Tiger power play. A power play that's hovering around 27% on the season before yesterday's contest, where they went 1 for 5. Definitely something they like to clean up. I mean, Nebraska's penalty kill yesterday was fantastic. The problem was that they couldn't score themselves. So Missouri's power play's got a challenge ahead of them.
Second unit out for the Tigers. Face-off one. Puck at the point with Zagorski. Trying to find Bramstead. Beach got a stick in there. Groman playing it to the other side. And Losing on the backhand, able to get it down the ice. 27 to go on the power play. Walsh chases it back. Beach a step behind him, and he takes the puck away from Zagorski. All the way back to Losing in his own end, and Nebraska going to have an opportunity to kill off most of the rest of this penalty. It's tipped in deep by Beach. 12 seconds to go on the power play. Walsh in the far corner. Beach harassing him, gets it to Zagorski behind the net, but with 5 seconds to go, that'll do it for the first man advantage for Missouri. Zagorski ahead, Carapella tips it in deep. Groman goes chasing for the Cornhuskers. Houston right behind him. Houston has had an outstanding season for Missouri. 24 points in his sophomore year as Christopher plays it in behind the net. Decker first there for the Cornhuskers, right out in front. Martison was lurking beyond the crease. It's still with Groman, who puts it in deep looking for McCracken. Decker and Shin meet near the boards, and it's taken away by Missouri out towards the neutral zone. Bramstead trying to get around Pate. Pate plays some good defense, pokes it forward, and Decker will settle it down. Find some open ice on the far side. It's out of the reach of the intended target. Long shot is off the mark. Shin pinches in. His bad angle shot is soaked up by Solado for a whistle.
Good job by the Tigers there. After an excellent penalty kill from the Nebraska Cornhuskers, they get right back in and they play very similar to how we Joey Christopher's life easy as possible and then throwing that momentum right back in the Cornhuskers' face.
Off the draw, it's Nebraska with the puck. Carlson sends it deep. Shin and Joyce there. Back to Pate, who throws it towards the net. Just wide to the right. Rudman uses the boards to get it back to the blue line. Nebraska keeps it in. Carlson with a hit on Rudman as the puck goes trickling towards Karsten Weber. Carlson and Rudman meet once again. Physical along the boards. That was the theme last night. Lots of penalty minutes. It really progressed as the game went on. Extracurricular activities, physicality as the third period went on increases. There's a chance in front of the net. Christoffel spins around and covers the puck neatly.
That was a good play by Nebraska. Yesterday, they had some chances. They just continuously funneled that puck into the low slot, into the crease, but they weren't able to connect on those passes to get any chances really near Christoffel. There, they were able to and nearly potted it in 5-hole if it weren't for the good save.
Third straight start for Christoffel. This one is steered behind the net. Sitzman trying to take it away. Stadler with it for the Cornhuskers. He spun around, but has the puck again. Knocked off his stick by Lukey. They go lunging to the corner. Sitzman on an outlet pass towards Vodnansky off the stick of Merritt and all the way down. McGinnis first there for the Cornhuskers. Pass towards the center of the ice. It's taken away by DeGroat. Finds Bryce Uglow. Centering pass, Lukey. He tries to take it right in front. DeGroat picks up a loose puck and out of play off the netting. Good opportunity for the Tigers as Uglow was able to find Lukey to generate an opportunity.
And a bit of an awkward collision for Lukey, although he seems to be all right. For the faceoff here, some lineup notes. Luke Watson, who scored the second goal for the Tigers, out for Missouri.
Another shot by Lukey. Solano makes the save. And they're able to muscle it out into the neutral zone.
Watson was given a 10-minute misconduct yesterday, so he's suspended for this game. And in kind for the Cornhuskers, Whitehill is out. He got thrown out of yesterday's contest in the third.
Grote plays it around. Merritt there first, flips it to the blue line, hops over the stick of DeGroat. Sent all the way back in by Lukey as his line goes for change.
Yeah, much deserved change. That Lukey line was really driving play hard. Let's see if the Houston line can get it done.
Here comes Merritt. Throws one on net from a bad angle, but off the body and out of play. Joey Christoffel, like you said, made that start last night. His second shutout of the season. First one came back on September 12th against Arkansas. He's enjoyed a stellar campaign for the Tigers, and then Jaden Solano on the other side played the final 10 minutes after the Jacob Morgan misconduct. He gets the nod. His first start of the calendar year. Zagorski picks it up in the defensive zone. Ahead for Bramstedt. Pushed all the way back down by Losing. Walsh and McCracken chasing after it. McCracken shoves Walsh to the ice. Martison right behind him offering support. Shot steered aside by Christoffel. Taken by Carapella. He had Houston on the other side of the ice cherry picking a little bit. The pass was intercepted. Groman sends it back in behind the net. Christoffel's there. Touches for Zagorski. He takes a hit from Decker. Walsh in to help out. Pass Bramstedt over the blue line. Fred Bramstedt at the left circle trying to take it in front on the backhand, and it's just poked off of the stick at the last second. Bramstedt still has it in behind. He's muscled off the puck, and Weber takes it away for the Cornhuskers. He turns it over, though. Carapella at the blue line, fighting for it. Pushed ahead by Bramstedt, intercepted by Groman, and he's able to get it near the Missouri bench. Cornhuskers making a couple of changes. Here comes Brickle, poked away by Chin. Another shot hit Bramstedt up high. Loose puck in front. It's fired just wide. They battle for it behind the net, and finally a whistle blows. The water bottle goes flying. The stick is out of Christoffel's hand, and the net is off its mooring.
What a sequence. And It's still early in the game, but this Nebraska team showing a little bit more bite than they did yesterday. As the refs readjust the net, I think we set the over/under yesterday on 3.5 for the net getting knocked off at some moorings. Let's keep that line going.
For Nebraska, it was their second time being shut out this season. The first was on November 8th against Illinois. This Cornhusker team got off to a really promising start. They began their season with 8 straight road games and went 6-2 in those 8 games. However, they've lost 7 of their last 9 contests, so it's taken a little bit of a turn trying to get back on track tonight.
Yeah, and that's just frustrating for a team. And I think we saw a lot of that frustration boil over yesterday, where it's not necessarily even anger, but it's, you're on this losing streak, you go down early, you give up a goal late in the first period, and that can just lead to some frustration. You got a penalty here.
Yeah, Solano comes out. The Cornhuskers are on the power play, and he almost runs into some trouble.
Morgan almost did that a couple times yesterday. Clearly, Solano was not watching.
It was pressed for the Tigers who had it. It was an unsportsmanlike bench minor on the Tigers. Andrew Knapp serving the penalty, and so first power play opportunity for Nebraska. This Missouri penalty kill is brought to you by Harpo's as Jackson Beach takes it across center ice. Into the zone, has some room, fires one just high, whistling above the crossbar. Press trying to force it out of the zone. Merritt was there, but Chin sends it all the way down the ice. Tigers get some fresh bodies with 1:10 to go in the power play.
And yeah, that's Captain Andrew Knapp sitting in the box. He's dealing with a lower body injury, so he's dressed but not playing unless he absolutely has to. Yesterday, he was dressed and only served bench minor penalties, and it looks like the same recipe today.
We did see Knapp in warm-ups, but wasn't skating super hard, just sort of hanging out on the ice. Lucius has it in behind Christoffel. Broken stick. Lucius lost the twig, and the Tigers get it out. 40 seconds to go in the power play. Solano touches up for Merritt.
I doubt we'll see Knapp later this game because, as we mentioned in pregame, with the win yesterday, the Tigers have clinched first place in the MACHA Gold Division, so this is not a need-to-win game.
Gets around Zitzman, goes to the other side, poked out for Merritt, cross-ice pass, one-timer, they score!
Wow, what a one-timer. Just slides it right past the right pad of Christoffel. He couldn't go post to post in time, and that's Decker who... Or is it?
It was Liam Joyce, the Kansas City, Missouri junior, who has his 9th goal of the season. It comes on the power play, and the Tigers' struggles on the penalty kill continue. And for the Cornhuskers, they've got their first goal of the weekend.
Yeah, that was a positive takeaway from the Tigers' penalty kill yesterday. They were perfect. They weren't overly tested, but they did quite well. Certainly didn't give up any opportunities like that. Now the Tigers find themselves down early.
Nebraska looking for more. Losing lays it to the left corner. McRae in it on the other side. Backhanded for Weber. Bramstead pressures him, takes a hit from Zitzman. Zitzman goes flying. Bad angle shot turned aside by Christoffel. Here's Weber in front off the leg of Bramstead. Losing will throw it on net. That's through the crease. Tigers backed up in their defensive zone as Groman plays it back in behind the net. Zitzman looking to turn around. He takes a bounty from Weber as Carlson now finds Weber. Weber tried to slip it out in front, but it hit a stick of a Tiger. Zitzman gets it over to the far side, and they get it out. Uglo with the clearance from Missouri. Some tired bodies on the ice for the Tigers. Zitzman able to get off right there. Uglo with a long pass ahead for Houston. He directs it in behind the net for Pate. Pate with a burst of speed. A Cornhusker D-man plays it off the boards. Martison, Pate again. Zagorski alone in behind for the Tigers. Able to turn it to the corner. Out in front. The Kraken was there, but missed opportunity for the Cornhuskers as Press takes it out of the zone. Carapella chasing. Decker goes in behind with him. Carapella gets some help from Press, who plays it out in front. One-time attempt is stopped on Danny Erdman by Solana. Martison with it for the Cornhuskers. Cross ice for McCracken. McCracken in on Zagorski. He pushes him off the puck, and it's covered by Christoffel, who takes a shove from Decker, and here they go again.
Here they go.
Decker got a little bit close to Christoffel, and the Tigers took some exception to that.
Well, if you watch yesterday's contest, you'll be very familiar with this kind of after-the-play antics. Really didn't seep in that much in the first or even half the second period. That was mostly relegated to the third, but we've gotten some pushing and shoving here with only 10 minutes left in the first. I imagine the officials have warned both teams, hey, we're going to be gripping those whistles a little tight. We're not going to let things get out of control like they did yesterday. There is a Tiger in the box. That's Rudman, who had the great one-time opportunity on that last shift. And there's also a Cornhusker in the box to match him. So it looks like we're going to have... I thought it might be 4-on-4, but it looks like there's just one penalty showing on the board right now.
Looks like Missouri may be taking an extra penalty here as Andrew Knapp is hopped above the boards again. Kind of the designated unsportsmanlike conduct penalty server here.
Knapp's never been in the penalty box this much in his whole career.
Back to the power play go the Cornhuskers. They're 1 for 1 after the Joyce goal. This one hits the referee, and it lets Decker take it away. Stadler, Decker, left circle, shot off the leg. Lucius first to it. Now back to Stadler. For Lucius again. We get it into the corner. Decker throws it out in front. Goes off a body in Jackson Beach. Puts it in for Lucius. Zagorski trying to tie up his stick to the near boards. Press hacking and whacking at it, but it's taken by the Cornhuskers. Stadler fires one up high, but it deflects out to Beach. Beach walks in behind the net, turns around on Zagorski, looking for an option to center. Will settle for Lucius, who takes a shot off the leg of Hemmer. This one is played up the boards and cleared out of the zone by Zagorski. 1:01 to go on the power play. Hemmer chases Stadler back, and here comes Decker as the Cornhuskers regroup. Tigers able to make a line change as Beach skates around Vodnansky into the zone. Jackson Beach tried a little toe drag, but it hops off his stick at the last second. Chin plays it ahead to Lukey, who was able to get it out. Goes off the ref, and now Lukey has an opportunity. He's taken down by merit penalty, Nebraska.
Yeah, it's going to be a trip. And something interesting, they just announced the penalties in the arena. Our PA, Robert Preble, and they gave Rubin a game misconduct, which I was a little surprised by. And so they gave a Nebraska player and Rudman a game misconduct, and then the 2-minute cross-checking that Rudman also did is being served by Knapp. Now we've got a 2-minute tripping call on the Huskers. So it's going to be about 36 seconds of 4-on-4 action before it'll be a Tigers power play. They didn't have to kill off the whole thing, but that Harkless penalty kill was successful for Missouri.
Here's Brickle, and a trickling puck goes to Christoffel, who covers, and a whistle blows. 23 seconds to go before the Rudman penalty is over, and then the Tigers will be back to the power play with 8:21 to go in the opening period.
And not a full power play, but I mean, this is a really great chance to respond. The Tigers' power play has been very good this season, despite the struggles against Nebraska. Going down 1-0. Obviously, the game's not over yet, but it could be a big thing to try to score a power play marker here after this 4-on-4 expires and tie this game up.
Vodnansky gets booted from the draw, and it's won by Brickle. Here's Groman with some space. Shot is blocked by Uglo. Here come the Tigers. Vodnansky with Groman chasing. Vodnansky slips it out front, and the pass intercepted. Brickle the other way with 8 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. Here's Losing on the backhand. Back out in front looking for Brickle. Hops off the stick of Joyce. Here comes the Tigers again. Vodnansky has Lukey in front of the net. Vodnansky, Lukey, backhand save, Solano. Big time stop from the Nebraska netminder. Tigers on the power play now. They've got 1:12 on the man advantage.
Lukey's off, and on is Houston.
Cornhuskers able to clear. Tigers get set to regroup. Christoffel, the pass up to Houston. Houston ships it ahead for Carapella, who takes it over. Carapella around a man with the puck. Just lost control of it. It goes into the corner. Back ahead for Bramstead in front of the Nebraska bench. His pass intercepted. Nice work by Beach, who flips it ahead. Stadler takes a loose puck, and he goes in on Uglo. Stadler, bad angle shot, gloved down by Christoffel. With 38 seconds to go in the Missouri power play, a shorthanded opportunity for Stadler.
Good shorthanded opportunity for Stadler, but can we take it back to that chance from Lukey? Ian, do you think Vanansky and Lukey are going to be fun to watch in the next coming seasons? I sure think so.
Oh, absolutely.
That was incredible.
And a great save by Jaden Salato to keep this a 1-0 Nebraska lead in the first. Tigers with half a minute to go on this power play. Zagorski sends it in deep. Brings it around for Bramstead on the other side. Instead, it's taken away by Pate. He's able to clear the zone. One opportunity at another power play rush for the Tigers if they hurry. 12 seconds to go as it's taken ahead by Missouri. And offside of the Tigers as Owen Walsh had the puck on his stick. 7 seconds to go on the power play.
Again, I mean, a lot can happen in 7 seconds, as we saw evidence in yesterday's game, but assuming that this is killed off by the Cornhuskers, that is going to be 1 for 7 in this weekend series, is Missouri on the power play. Definitely less than ideal.
Missouri's power play has been one of its biggest strengths all year long. But on the other side, this Cornhusker penalty kill has been phenomenal throughout the campaign as both teams are back at even strength. Merrick loves it down, shoves Preston to the boards. DeGroat trying to battle for a loose puck. Forces it to the other side. Carlson takes a body. DeGroat in behind for the Tigers, looking for some space. Tosses it back out for Zagorski. Dishes to DeGroat. Cross-ice pass. Tic-tac-toe in front, and it's shot wide by Prest. Some crisp passing from Missouri as Chin has. It's taken away, and now look out. Decker the other way for Nebraska. His shot goes high. And he made contact with Christoffel. This is thrown on net by McGinnis, and now Zagorski sends Decker to the ice. Whistle stops play after Decker shot the puck. He ran into Christoffel, who was down for a moment. And the Tigers again taking exception and backing up their goaltender. We'll see what comes out of this in terms of penalties.
So Christoffel goes down. It didn't seem like he was hit particularly hard. I had a pretty good angle on it from here, and it seemed like he was just tapped. But he goes down, and the whistle's not blown. So a puck is fired on net, wide open goal, and I believe it was Chin was able to get his body in front and block the shot. And then obviously you've got a whistle, and then all of the fisticuffs afterwards. I don't think that's a penalty on Decker. I think he was, his momentum was carrying him through. He shot the puck, and then he kind of got shoved into Christoffel. I think obviously all the penalties are going to come afterwards, but I would be surprised if Nebraska gets assessed an extra penalty here.
Yeah, they've sent off Zagorski and Decker. And I'm not sure if we're going to see those penalty boxes completely empty the rest of the night the way this series is going.
No.
2 bodies in each box as they sort things out. Weber, DeGroat, and Knapp are meeting. 5:51 to go in this opening period as the Tigers are going for their 3rd weekend sweep at home this season and their first since September against Iowa.
Yeah, what a hard-fought series against Iowa that was. As Andrew Knapp is now talking with Locke Thompson. Nice to see Knapp out of the penalty box in this series. He's stepping on as designated hostage negotiator for his guys in the penalty box. But
again, if you're just joining us, Andrew Knapp, the Tigers' leading scorer, limited by a lower body injury this weekend. But on the bench, in uniform, he's already served 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. We've got
for his teammates.
5-on-5 here. Taken at center ice by Lukey. He drops it for Vodnansky, who shoots. That one misses the target. Vodnansky and Lukey able to generate some offense here in this first period. Tigers still looking for their first goal, however. Merritt circles back as Zitzman chases him behind the cage. Bank pass ahead. It goes off of a skate, picked up by Lukey. Around a man trying to march in front of the net, but he's pushed off the puck at the last second. And here comes Stadler. He's got Beach with him. Lucius in front of the net. Here's Beach. Trying to center for Lucius, but the stick of Christoffel broke up that pass. And Lukey takes it across center ice for Missouri. For Zitzman on the far side. Zitzman centers Vodnansky, trying to find number 2 once again. Tigers keep possession, but it taps over the stick of Chin. The Cornhuskers able to get some fresh bodies inside 5 minutes to go in the first period. Chin in behind the net. Rickle in the area, but he passes it ahead for Bramstead. Ditzman dumps it in. He goes for a line change. Losing first there for the Cornhuskers.
Losing, another one of the players that received a 10-minute misconduct yesterday. We thought he might have been suspended as that puck got way high and out of the rink, went over the netting, and
not too far away from us, Owen. Keep your head on a swivel here.
Scary times. We do a dangerous job here, Ian. People don't appreciate that. It's a war zone in this place, but
you got to go over and ask one of the backup goalies for their glove.
Yeah.
Got to be ready here. This is won by the Cornhuskers. Here comes Joyce. He's the goal scorer for Nebraska. That shot goes wide, however. Houston on the near side pokes it for Bramstead. Carapella trying to get in behind. He chases a loose puck back behind the net. Tried to get it out in front, but it hops away. Poked back, long shot. Walsh is blockered aside by Salata.
Bit of a knuckle puck there. Good heads-up play by Salata to not get caught off guard by the speed and block it away.
Rickle looking to take it right out in front, but it's stolen by the Tigers. Out in front of the net, Carapella was right there, but pushed off of his stick. It's kept in the zone by Uglo.
What a
backhands it right in front. Yeah, that was neat from Bryce Uglo. Now it's out, however, and Walsh goes back, chasing in his own defensive zone. Owen Walsh. Dishes for Bramstead. Bramstead looking to elude a couple of defenders. Sends it all the way in. Takes a hop off the boards in front of Salado. Now it's back in behind with Pate. Ahead for Martison. Here's McRae. McRae looking to get around Chin on the backhand. Drops it back, but nobody home in white and red sweaters. They poke away at its side of the net. It trickles out in front, and Christoffel covers it up for a whistle with 3:15 to go in the opening period.
With 3:15 now left in the first period, Tigers have certainly picked up their play in the final 10 minutes of this frame, really since all those penalties involved, but you'd like to see them pot one in the net here. This is the line I put out if I wanted to do that. Oh.
Big collision between Pate and Hemmer. Tigers have the puck to grow with it, with some speed around the back of the net. Uses the boards to get it to Carson Weber. His shot goes off the body and ricochets towards Pate. Backhanded by Carlson all the way down the ice. It will not go far enough for icing as it's waved off. Carson Weber, a long pass towards Aaron Hemmer, and this time it'll be icing as Hemmer not able to get a stick on the puck, so the face-off comes all the way back towards the left side of your screen.
Nebraska's going to keep that same unit out there. Beach on the right wing is the guy I'd watch here. He has been so dangerous. He had probably most of the scoring chances for Nebraska yesterday, or at least the ones that almost came close to beating Christoffel as he covers. And that's a guy I definitely watch, especially with Stadler feeding him.
Lucius with the shot there. Stopped by Christoffel, so another ozone draw for the Cornhuskers. Stadler and Lukey. One away by Missouri, and a hand pass is called. Well, another outstanding atmosphere tonight in Jefferson City.
Seriously, yeah.
Tigers announced a sellout right before game time. Two very lively crowds this weekend in the Missouri State Capitol.
There might be more people here than yesterday.
And that's saying something.
I know.
Because this place was
was
packed yesterday.
Not going to be beaten. It's always fun to go to the games here, but remember, if you can't go to the game, there's always the stream you can watch.
This is about the fourth face-off in maybe the last 10 seconds here.
Lukey's gotten tossed. It's Bramstead going to take it. He wins it.
Tigers take it. Lukey across the red line. He goes chasing his own dump in. Surrounded by a couple of Cornhuskers. Nebraska tries to get it out, but Vodnansky with the puck, and that shot deflects up and off the netting out of play. Good chance for Vodnansky as he picked up the loose puck. It feels like he's been all over the place. Guy who scored last night, his 5th goal of the season. He's also on a 6-game point streak for Missouri.
Absolutely. He's the one who scored that overtime winner in Nashville against Auburn. I mean, he has been everywhere. He was listed as the #1 center going into tonight's game. Looks like he's been thrown the wing, and Lukey is centering him, but it's still that #1 line. And those guys are going to be fun to watch, man. I already said it before, but the speed and the skill, you throw a guy on the line with Finansky who played in the OHL, and there's going to be some fireworks.
Losing Weber, directed towards Joyce in the middle of the ice. Back for Weber. Good back checking by Missouri. Loose puck in front. Weber tried to force it ahead towards the crease, but Vodnansky uses the boards to get it back out into neutral ice.
That was a really good feed from number 96 in White Joyce. I mean, that nearly could have been backdoor tipped in just past Christoffel to give Nebraska a 2-0 lead.
Ramstead far corner. Houston uses the boards. Vodnansky still out there for Missouri. Batted down by Pate, and a whistle blows play dead. We had another hand pass called.
Yeah, I think that's what they're calling for. You can grab the puck with your hand to settle it and put it down, but you can't advance it. You can't grab it and throw it away from the opposing forward, which is what they did with Finansky there, and so they'll call an ozone draw for the Tigers.
Blake Houston in to take the draw, but it's won by the Cornhuskers. Brickell victorious that time. Turned over, however. Zitzman had it momentarily, but Weber takes it, and now maybe a 2-on-1 opportunity if they hurry. Weber in front. Brickell couldn't settle down a bouncing puck. Throws it back across the crease, but nobody home that time. And now the Tigers break out. Here comes Houston. He has Hemmer. 2-on-1 ahead to Hemmer, who has it tied up in his skates. The pass was just behind him. Delayed penalty on the play as the Cornhuskers touch the puck, and the Tigers will head to a late first period power play.
Late first period power play certainly worked out for Missouri yesterday. What an effort, first of all, from Hemmer. He got taken down a couple times, and he was able to dive and get that puck to Carapella entering the O-zone. And then a great feed from Carapella, just couldn't quite be corralled. But still, it's going to be 1 minute, 3 seconds of a power play. If no goal is scored, then it will be 57 seconds of a power play to begin the second. And who is that skating onto the ice?
Here comes Knapp.
It's Andrew Knapp. He played no minutes yesterday and none today. He's dealing with a lower body injury, but that's what we pontificated on yesterday. He's got a great shot. So if they need a power play goal, they just want to put him out there, have him sit and rifle it off.
Well, the power play has been great this season, like we talked about, but it struggled this weekend without Andrew Knapp. Now insert number 14, and let's see if that provides a spark as the Tigers try to even the game. Face-off is one back. Zitzman. Here's Lukey. His shot out in front is deflected. Might have been looking for the redirect near the crease, and it goes into the netting 6 seconds into the power play. 56.8 in the period.
And if you watch that shift there, I mean, Knapp barely moved off the face-off. Normally he'd be centering these. He's just going to stand and hope someone feeds it to him so he can let off that laser shot he has.
Another shot by Lukey. That goes off the ice and all the way into the netting once again. That net getting a workout in the first period. 49.7 on the clock now. Andrew Knapp, 15 goals this year. 29 points, the team leader in that category. Like we said, he did take warm-ups. Off the ice now, however, as Tigers have it off the draw. On the far boards, it's cleared down the length of the ice, and Zitzman will get the puck from his goaltender. 34 to go in the period. Long pass ahead. Here's Vodnansky. Spins around, looks for some help. DeGroat is there, who takes the puck down low. DeGroat for Zitzman. Zitzman. Vodnansky. DeGroat goes just high over the net. Neat passing from Missouri, and now it's cleared all the way out with 13 to go.
10 seconds. They scored on the power play with 0.7 left in the first yesterday.
Vodnansky calling for the puck. It's broken up by Merritt. DeGroat with 3 seconds has to get it on net. Glove down by Salato, and the period comes to an end. 57 seconds of power play time coming up for the Tigers to begin the second period. But it's the Cornhuskers with an early lead, 1-0 after a single period of play. It was Liam Joyce on the power play to get things going for Nebraska with their first goal of the weekend. Owen, how do you assess the play on both sides in the opening frame?
Well, we knew the focus was going to be on Nebraska going into this, right? Missouri didn't really need to change much after yesterday. There's only a few things they need to clean up. Nebraska knew that they had to lock in, for lack of a better term, and find a way to put the puck in the net, and that's what they did. A great feed and a great goal from Joyce on the power play. They're going to need to find a way to replicate it, and I'd like to see more 5-on-5 offense from them, but they are in a good spot. For Missouri, they started a little sluggish in this game. They had good moments, but they kind of gave Nebraska the edge until about 10 minutes left in the first. The Tigers really started to pick it up. Their 5-on-5 play really improved, and I think they have a decisive edge in that category. So Nebraska's got to figure that out, but Missouri's going to need to tie the game, then they can kind of just keep playing the way they're playing, because I think eventually things are going to turn up in their favor.
Nebraska outshot Missouri 13-12 in the first period as we head to intermission now. Tigers looking for the weekend sweep. Nebraska trying for the split. We'll take a quick break here from Washington Park Ice Arena and be back here in a jiffy for period number 2. Once again, Nebraska 1-0 lead over the Missouri Tigers. Stick with us. We'll be back in about 12 minutes or so here from Jefferson City.
a mine.
Welcome back to Washington Park Ice Arena here in Jefferson City. We're delighted to have you with us here tonight as the Missouri Tigers and the Nebraska Cornhuskers play the second of a back-to-back here in Nebraska, a 1-0 lead after the first period as we get set to begin period number 2. Liam Joyce did a power play goal for the Cornhuskers to get the scoring started. Teams back out onto the ice and getting ready to go once again. And for the Tigers, now just 1 goal over the last 3 periods of play. Owen, how does Missouri get the offense going again?
Yeah, it's kind of tough to think about because, I mean, they scored twice in the first period of yesterday's contest, and their defense was so good. They were comfortable kind of letting off the gas, like not really needing to push as much because their defense was solid, and so was Joey Christopher and net, and they didn't give up a goal. But now it's in a game where you're down 1-0, you're beginning the second with the power play, and you kind of got to get back in it. They've been playing well 5-on-5, but the power play just has not been there. And you can't just rely on your goaltender to continuously bail you out. So Missouri's going to need to get something going. They're connecting passes really well. I just like to see them shoot it a little bit more, not on the perimeter.
50 seconds to go to open the period for the Tigers on the Gumby's power play. Missouri has it back in behind their own net. Here comes the breakout as Lukey on the far side over the red line. Dumps it all the way in. Tigers chase for it. Vodnansky had it slip away. Zisman plays it back to Vodnansky in the corner. We've got DeGroat and Lukey out in front. DeGroat now over the boards to help him out. Vodnansky kicks it towards Ethan DeGroat. He's pinned against the boards by Stadler. Now a big hit by Losing. Oh. And a whistle stops play as Vodnansky went down awkwardly into the boards. That did not look good. Luckily, Vodnansky is quickly back up to his feet.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be down for a lot longer. I thought that was going to be something a little scary, but Vodnansky pops right back up, and he's not even going to the bench. He's just staying out there, but that's going to be Losey, who took a 10-minute misconduct penalty yesterday. He was certainly getting involved physically, and now he's trotting off to the box, and so Missouri was already on the power play for the last 21 seconds, but now there's going to be a 2-minute penalty added on top of that. So it's 21 seconds and 3-5-on-3 before the Tigers will use the remaining time on a standard power play. And this is a massive chance, and who's out there but number 14, the captain, Andrew Knapp. They need him.
2-minute minor on Eric Losing. Back to the point for Zitzman. Zitzman with some room. Fakes a shot. Napa one-timer. And Salato guides it away towards the corner. Here's DeGroat.
Oh, and Knapp is banged off.
Yeah, he's hurt.
He hurt himself on that shot.
Not at 100%. Here's Lukey at the right circle. Out in front, takes a shot. Salato shuts the door.
And that'll do it for the initial penalty that happened at the end of the second, so it's 5-on-4. Okay, I understand the logic of Knapp's got a lower body injury. You put him out there on a 5-on-3, let him rip that great shot, which he did do. But now, I mean, he gets hurt on that shot, and now he's back to the bench. Clearly lower body, clearly the same injury he was dealing with, and it's just hard to kind of justify that. I know your team's down, but it's hard to put your captain in that situation. Either way, he seems to be all right.
Here's Shin with the puck at the right circle. Shin back for Hemmer. Shin again, one-timer. Blocker saves Salato. Press first to it. Back to Weber. Press. Cross ice. Shin looks at the net. Fires one. And the save made by Salato again. Some traffic with Rudman standing in front of the crease. Back in behind Holderfield first there for the Cornhuskers. He looks down the ice, trying to clear it away. Doesn't get all of that clearance attempt. Shin pokes it back ahead, and now he picks up a loose puck. Bad save by Salato. And this time the Cornhuskers able to get it out of their zone. 56 seconds to go on the Losing minor penalty.
It's a good chance for Missouri on this power play. They need to get something off this rush with 50 seconds left. They have just enough time to set up and get a few solid quality chances on net if they can.
Here's Weber. Weber over the blue line. In front, Vodnansky on the backhand was looking for Rudman, but sort of whiffed on the pass, and it's cleared all the way down the ice by the Cornhuskers. Straight on goal. Christophel's got it. Had Martison chasing, banks it off the boards to Vodnansky. 24 seconds to go on the power play. Vodnansky takes it in front, loose puck
Upward.
Up and gloved by Salato. Vodnansky with a smart play, taking it right to the crease, and Salato alertly able to corral it with 20 seconds to go on the man advantage.
Vodnansky, who took that hit to make it a power play in the first place, doing that play that he loves to do, which is driving hard to the net and just trying to chip it in past the goaltender. It nearly does, going awkwardly there. Good chance for Vodnansky.
Cornhuskers win the face-off. Martison muscles it out of the zone. Zitzman on the backhand. Uglo. Into the zone, DeGroat on the right side. DeGroat takes it in front of the net. He shoots, and the save made by Salato. It bounces back in front of the net. Now Vodnansky spinning around. Both teams at full strength. Cornhuskers get it back to the line. Uglo keeps it in there for DeGroat. DeGroat with pressure behind, centering pass in front. Loose puck in the crease, and it's covered up by Salato.
Incredible passing by the Tigers along the perimeter as we get back to 5-on-5. They are just struggling to get pucks to the net without them kind of coming in at a slow speed and being easily taken care of by Salato. A decent power play, definitely better than some of the ones we've seen previously in this game and in this series, but not enough to put one on the board. It's still 1-0 Nebraska.
Off the face-off, Nebraska has it with Jackson Beach. He got it knocked off of his stick. Lucius guides it towards the Missouri zone, taken away by the Tigers. Shin plays it ahead. Stadler gloved it down. Those two with a shove and a hand pass. Stops play right in front of the Missouri bench. Well, the Tigers at number 16 in the Central region in the rankings, trying to hold on to that final regional qualifying position. The regional tournament that takes place in late February. It's in Hammond, Indiana this year. This is centered, and they score! Bramstead on the back end ties the game for the Tigers.
What a perfectly placed backhand shot for Fred Bramstead. Just beats the goaltender. And this game is tied, and what a relief on the shoulders of the Tigers. Their first goal since early in the third period yesterday.
Bramstead had an assist last night. Tonight picks up his 8th goal of the year. What a shot up high on Salato. who was unable to get in front of it. And some life from this sellout crowd as Bramstead ties the game. Nebraska wins the draw. Losing sends it in deep. First there is Brickell trying a centering pass. It's swatted towards the corner, steered out of the zone, taken away by Joyce. Joyce, the goal scorer for the Cornhuskers. Came on the power play in the first period. Losing, long shot, goes wide blocker side on Christoffel. Hemmer punches it off the boards. It's kept in by the Cornhuskers. Missouri with it on the far side. Get it in the neutral zone. It's backhanded back in by Joyce. Uglo centering pass for Press. That goes right in on goal, and Salado able to glove it and stop play.
And this crowd is absolutely alive now. Missouri's been playing well, but sometimes you just need to see the fruits of your labor. You need that one goal, and even though this game is still tied, it really feels like momentum is swinging in Missouri's favor.
Pate off the face-off, flips it towards Martison. Another pass ahead for Pate. Nearly turned it over to Rudman. Hemmer's first there for the Tigers. Missouri with it, Zagorski. And the puck roll on him a little bit, and he ices it. Holderfield was first there for the Cornhuskers, and the face-off will come all the way down by Joey Christoffel.
Bit of a communication there, especially when the Tigers are trying to change lines, which they are not going to be able to do because of that icing call. So they'll have Prest out there taking this draw. What a game he had yesterday.
Face-off won by the Cornhuskers, and a shot from the point by Pate goes straight into the glove of Christoffel. Brendan Press with an assist last night. The freshman has 11 points this season. And on another draw there, quick shot is turned aside by Christoffel. Some life after the Missouri goal from Nebraska. Martison had that last shot, and Holderfield sends one fluttering in on Christoffel. He was able to see that all the way. Nobody out in front. Makes an easy glove save, and the Tigers get a line change here.
And getting traffic in front of Christoffel, I think, is key in beating him, which they might have a tough time with because Whitehill, one of their biggest players, just physically, is out of the lineup due to suspension. So it might be difficult for them to get as many big bodies in front of Joey Christoffel.
Breakout pass for Lukey, and delayed offside here. Beach has it. Beach takes it across center ice. Saucer pass in the direction of Holderfield. Gets it to Lucius in the corner. Beach behind the net. Hassled by Weber. Sends it off the leg of Stadler. Up the boards past Holderfield. Loose puck. Here comes Lukey. Looks to get around Pate. Backhanded pass to the slot, and it's broken up, but a penalty is called.
Oh, Solano is frustrated.
Are headed right back to the power play as Ethan DeGroat was looking for that pass from Lukey, using his speed to get in front and is able to draw the infraction.
Lukey was described by Mason Heller before the game, our producer, as a power forward based on his OHL stats, and I think that's the case. I mean, the way he uses his stature and his speed to just muscle guys off the puck, and then the spinorama pass to the slot to draw the penalty. What a play by him. And he's going to be your right defense on this power play, number 22, so watch him.
Power play brought to you by Gumby's. Lukey at the right circle. Down low for Zitzman, gets it back. Backhanded pass broken up, but he's got the puck again for Zitzman. Centering pass in the direction of Adnansky was not on target. The Tigers have to regroup. Uglo backed all the way up into his defensive zone by Joyce with 1:35 to go on the power play.
But again, what a play by Lukey right there to spin Joyce out of his skates, and then the awesome feed nearly resulting in a goal.
Bodnansky back for Lukey. Uglo at the point. Thought about a shot. Lane cut off. Now Zitzman in behind. Look for Bodnansky. Misses him, but Uglo there to collect. For DeGroat. DeGroat left circle. Fires, and a save made by Salado. It's cleared away by Joyce. And the Cornhuskers able to get some fresh bodies out with the power play halfway over. Christoffel turns it over. Had to make a save. And now with Beach in front of the net, the whistle finally blows. The referee was giving Christoffel every opportunity to play that puck. A late whistle with 56 seconds to go on the power play and a defensive zone draw for the Tigers.
Definitely be a little bit dangerous goaltender playing the puck, as we saw yesterday when Christoffel skated out. We thought to play the puck originally, but he was going off for a 6-on-5 when there was no penalty called. There's definitely been some goalie shenanigans here at Washington Park Ice Arena, so Christoffel playing it safe there. We've got a penalty on the board.
Yeah, I think another one after the whistle. That's been such a common theme this weekend. Stuff happening after the whistle, and it's Hunter Brickle who is in the box now. And so the Tigers are going to have 56 seconds worth of 5-on-3 time.
Not to jinx, but I think there's going to be a goal here. I mean, they were so good on that 21 seconds of 5-on-3 they had previously before obviously that penalty expired. Now they've got over double the time of 5-on-3. I think they got to pot this one in here. They've got a great group out too.
Bramstead wins it back to Walsh. Walsh at the blue line. Drops it off for Carapella for Bramstead. Couldn't control the pass, but able to keep the puck. Carapella left circle, walks and wires, and that goes wide. Zagorski battling with Groman. Clearance attempt, glove down. Walsh looking towards the net to Carapella. Carapella, cross ice. Bramstead saves Salato.
What a save.
Groman chases it, but Bramstead wins the battle. He's got the puck. Ahead for Zagorski. He whiffed on the shot. Houston with it. 17 seconds to go in the 5-on-3. Walsh fires, shot blocked by Groman. He spins around. Here's Carapella with a shot. Saves Salato.
Another
and
delayed
he got
ball.
Another penalty as Christoffel went racing off the ice.
It was almost 6-on-3 there for a good chunk of time. Because I don't think 6-on-3 that Nebraska was going to be able to touch the puck. But fortunately they do just for the extra attack and get on. So for 7 seconds, we'll see how they assess this here.
Either way, this 5-on-3 is going to continue
Yes.
for an extended amount of time.
You remove players to a certain point. If you don't know, it does not go 5-on-2 and then 5-on-1. You keep it at 5-on-3. That's the lowest amount of players you can have on the ice.
I think Weber was just giving him misconduct.
I think he was.
He was arguing with the referee.
There's 4 Cornhuskers in the box right now.
No goalies in full gear.
No
though,
goalies
tonight.
in full gear like last night.
I mean,
Maybe Morgan will go join them.
once again, there's no room in the penalty box. It's full of white and red jerseys, and now while they get this sorted out, both teams are going to go to the bench and draw up some sort of game plan. It's strength against strength, the Missouri power play and the Nebraska penalty kill.
I'm not sure if either team's taken their timeout. They haven't announced it. I think they're just using this as a de facto timeout while they figure out the penalties because of how long they took yesterday. They said, well, this is basically a timeout. This is going to last for a few more minutes. Let's go draw up a play.
And once again, we send our best of luck to the PA announcer, Robert Crable, on announcing all of these penalties. He'll kill it. He's always on top of his game in the PA booth, but they've assessed 2 more here. There's 7 seconds to go on the original penalty that was taken by Jake Stadler. He went into the box alone, and he's now got 3 buddies as he gets set to exit with just under 13 minutes to go in the second period. But now it starts to resemble that game last night a little bit, Owen. And, you know, you saw early on in the game last night, pretty clean. Not a whole lot to happen after whistles. You know, not a lot of bickering going on between both teams, between the players and the referees. But as the game progressed, it just got more and more heated. And we're starting to see that again here tonight as the teams return to the ice. DeGroat, Hemmer, Bramstead, and Lukey are out there for Missouri. They'll be joined by another.
It's interesting. You rarely see a penalty taken 5-on-3. At the NHL, for example, they say if you're a penalty killer on a 5-on-3, you can basically get away with murder because the refs are not calling a penalty when you're already down 2-man. It is a little bit different here in the ECJ, but also, I mean, that was a pretty callable penalty. I'll just say it that way. So the lack of discipline once again hurting Nebraska. I mean, yes, your penalty kill's great, but how many times can you put any team, let alone Missouri, on the power play before eventually it comes back to bite you? Not to mention that power play 1 unit for Missouri has had a whole long time to get refreshed and re-energized, and they're going to trot right back out there.
So Zitzman joins the group. DeGroat is in for the faceoff against Jackson Beach. Merritt is out there alongside Max Groman for the Cornhuskers. And it's taken by the Tigers off the draw. Lukey, DeGroat, right circle. Lukey winds up, will hold on to the puck, play catch with Zitzman. Tried a cross-ice pass, but Beach gets the clearance.
Lukey was right defense on the last power play. He's now playing left. Again, watch him. Number 22 in black to make a play here.
Lukey, Bramstead, DeGroat, Zitzman in the slot. Drops for DeGroat. Zitzman takes a spill. Lukey at the left circle. He takes a look. Skates back out in front. Zitzman whiffs on a pass, pressured by Groman. Lukey walks at the blue line. One-timer by DeGroat is whiffed on, but he's able to recollect the puck. Hemmer now near the goal line, takes it out in front. Wasn't able to connect with a Tiger. Lukey, DeGroat takes a look. One-timer by Lukey, and that one he didn't get all of it. DeGroat a shot off a leg. DeGroat for Hemmer. Out in front, the pass towards Lukey is tipped away. And we've got a hand pass as Hemmer touched the puck for Missouri.
I respect setting up a one-timer, especially when you are 5-on-3. You've got a lot more open space. But, I mean, whiffed one-timer after whiffed one-timer, eventually you got to just draw up something different. I mean, there's more than one way to score on a power play. And, I mean, if Missouri doesn't get a goal here, it's kind of a squandered opportunity. They had so many grade A chances that they just weren't able to get anything on the shot. So just 2 seconds showing on the second penalty that was taken.
2 seconds left, like you said, on the Hunter Brickle penalty. Tigers get set for a neutral zone draw.
It's 50 seconds left on that final penalty that was taken. So it's going to be 2 more seconds of a 5-on-3, and then a Cornhusker will return, and then it'll be 48 seconds of a standard power play for the Tigers before it expires or they score.
Well, if you're the Tigers, you feel like you have to come away from all of this with at least one goal. And so far, they've been unable to do so.
Especially because they were playing well 5-on-5 before these penalties got taken.
Here's Uglo, back to 5-on-4. Cross ice, Rudman out in front, couldn't get a stick on it. 35 seconds. Off the leg. Bounces back to Uglo on the backhand, and it's cleared away by Pate. Back to the neutral zone. 22 to go on the Tiger power play. Settled down by Carapella. Up to Houston. Houston at the left circle on the backhand. Spins around. Back to Carapella. Cross ice Vodnansky. Poked away by Pate. They go skating into the corner. And it's cleared away by Nebraska. And that'll do it. How about this penalty killing this weekend from the Cornhuskers? It has been tremendous.
Do you think you're allowed to decline a power play? Because that might be the strat for Missouri going forward, as they are now 1 for 10 this series on the power play.
Decker shot blockered away by Christoffel. Rudman spins around, fires it to the skates of Vodnansky. Holderfield trying to clear it in, but it's taken away. Here's Houston. Not a whole lot of help. Backhanded pass towards the slot. Vodnansky had his stick slashed out of his hands by Holderfield. And right back to the power play go the Tigers. I mean, the discipline here in the second period by Nebraska has been awful.
And in defense of the officials, too, if you're watching from home thinking, oh, they're just calling everything, they really haven't. I mean, there's been a few hooks and a few slashes where Missouri players have, like, looked at the officials saying, hey, are you going to call that? And they put the whistle away. I mean, this is a pretty average amount of penalty calling rate, I guess, for the officials. It's just they're taking so many penalties every single shift are the Cornhuskers. But if Missouri's not going to score on the power play, then you might as well keep taking penalties.
Another power play brought to you by Gumby's. DeGroat, near side boards, has Hemmer in front of the net. Nebraska gets the puck momentarily, settled down by Lukey. Banks it off the boards and behind for Vodnansky. McGinnis poked it towards the corner, only able to get a stick on it though, and so it stays in the offensive zone for Vodnansky. McGinnis shoves him. DeGroat picks it up. On the back end, Lukey has to settle down a bouncing puck. Good pass to Zitzman on the far side, couldn't control it. Now the Tigers have got it. Back to the point for Lukey. Lukey for Zitzman. Was looking for Hemmer on the far side and almost a breakaway for Decker, but the pass misses him. It goes all the way down the ice with 50 seconds gone in the latest Missouri power play. Here's Zitzman. Feathers it ahead for Lukey, who sends it into the corner. McGinnis shoved to the boards. DeGroat trying to win the puck battle. Out for Lukey. He'll bring it around, or at least try to. It takes a funny hop straight towards Vodnansky. Vodnansky, Zitzman. DeGroat. Zitzman at the blue line. For DeGroat once again, he walks and wires it. Might have hit a body out in front, just trickled in on the netbinder, and now a pass attempt from Vodnansky out in front is covered up by Salato, and Vodnansky visibly frustrated after that with 33 seconds to go on this scuffling Missouri power play that has just not been able to get anything going tonight.
I said this yesterday, but they're not playing with that much desperation. Their one goal came on a power play. They only had 15 seconds on because it was going to be the end of the period, and they scored a .7. It was that level of desperation of we have to get shots on now because the time's going to run out that I think propelled them to actually be able to score a power play goal.
New line out for Missouri. Carapella able to keep it in. And a centering pass for Bramstead off the stick of Houston is taken away, and Martison skates it out for the Cornhuskers. Short-handed comes Martison. His shot goes off a leg. The Tigers take it back. Just 10 seconds to go on the power play. Zagorski, one hand on his stick, tried to poke it to the blue line, but it's cleared back in deep by the Cornhuskers. And another Missouri power play is unsuccessful. And
they are now.
We've got a penalty again, this time on Missouri. I think it was a slash.
That's
there was
a nice
barking from the Nebraska side, and the Cornhuskers up here headed to the power play. And yeah, it'll be a slash on Fred Bramstead.
Missouri's power play is now 1 for 11 in this series. A little math for you, and that is a pitiful 9.09%, far below their 27% average on this season. And Nebraska's one goalless game came on the power play, so now they've got an opportunity to ride the ship after all of those penalties they just took and snatch the lead right back.
Merritt skates it up for the Cornhuskers. A little bit of trouble with the pass. Houston was right there, but he's able to elude some trouble, and Jackson Beach takes it away for the Cornhuskers. The team leader in points has another. He fires it home over the shoulder of Christoffel and gives the Cornhuskers a 2-1 lead. What a shot by Jackson Beach, who has his 16th goal of the season.
An incredible shot. We got the replay going here. I mean, just bar down, perfectly placed. Such skill on display, and we can't really talk about the Missouri penalty kill. I mean, it's still the focus is naturally going to come back to the power play of, hey, you just had 11 power plays in the series, or you just had 5 in this period, and you can't score on them, and now Nebraska's gotten their lead back. Though the scoreboard in here still shows it knotted at 1. It's 2-1 for the Cornhuskers.
Here come the Tigers. Press with the puck at the left circle. Had his stick tied up last second. Hemmer, Dorside scores! The Tigers answer right back. It's Aaron Hemmer muscling it home to make it a 2-2 game. His 7th goal of the season.
And there you go. Can't get it done on the power play, get it done 5-on-5. It's Hemmer from Bresk and Rudman. That forward group has been so great this game. Hemmer all 200 feet of the ice, blocking shots, setting up great passes, and he buries that one. And after a tough second period so far, there's still 7:40 left on the clock, Missouri's tied it, and now they can use this as an opportunity to reset and try to keep hammering them 5-on-5, because Nebraska still hasn't scored a 5-on-5 goal in this series.
I like how Hemmer stole Beach's celebration as well, emphatically pointing at the net. All even again. The pass to the skates of Carlson. To Grote. At center ice, back for Chin. Carson Weber. Chin once again. This is deflected in deep by Lukey. Pate's there first. Hanks it off the boards. Lukey there first. And his pass is off the stick of Chin, and the Tigers will have to touch up on a delayed offside. Pate looking for the outlet. It's taken by Joyce, who is hit right in front of the penalty boxes. Vodnansky flips it back out to the neutral zone and gets around a couple of defenders. Miss Vodnansky spins in the corner, tried to center the puck, had it knocked off his stick, and it's cleared back towards the blue line. Chin gloves it down, shoots one just wide. Holderfield back for Pate behind the net. He's got some room to flip it towards the blue line. Vodnansky trying to keep it in. He does, but it goes straight to Pate. The Tigers will change up the lines, and Pate the outlet to Carlson. Cross ice for Brickell. Tried to swat it in deep. It was stolen away by Chin. Long pass for Houston. Bramstead tried to take it away, and now Carson Weber with some room. Weber poked off of his stick. Lucius picks it up for the Cornhuskers across center ice into the Missouri zone. Looking to get around Houston, and a penalty is going to be called here as Lucius was knocked down by Houston. It'll be a hook, and it'll send the Cornhuskers back to the power play. Just under 6 minutes to go in the second period.
Kind of a tough call, but I think as the official, you have to make it. I actually don't think the stick of Houston is what made the Nebraska player go down. Houston's stick was kind of on his chest, and then he blew a tire turning around that net. That patch of ice in Washington Park Ice Arena is always a little sketchy, making guys blow the tire. But when he fell over, of course, it wrapped the stick of Houston around him, and that's a call you just kind of got to make. So now Missouri's got to go to the PK.
Jackson Beach, who just scored on the power play moments ago, has the puck in front of the Nebraska bench. Lays it down for Lucius. He looks to center. The pass intercepted, and Press clears the puck, and the Cornhuskers will have to chase it. Stadler is back in his defensive zone with Merritt now behind the net. This Missouri penalty kill has been something they've been trying to figure out all season long. It's been a big struggle. It's continued tonight. Good start to this one, though, as Hemmer will force this one back in behind the net. Rudman comes onto the ice for Prest. And Jackson Beach takes it up. He's got 5 multi-goal games this year, looking for number 6. Gets around Zitzman. Sauces it back for Merritt at the blue line. Settles it down. Dish for Stadler off the stick. And here come the Tigers. It's Uglo shorthanded. Uglo shoots, and the save is made by Solano. Beach takes it up for the Cornhuskers with 50 seconds to go in the man advantage. Brickell, cross ice. Lucius far circle. Stadler had the shot roll off of his stick at the last second. Tigers shorthanded once again. Here they come to Grote around a man on the backhand, and the pad save made by Solano. Couple of grade A shorthanded opportunities for Missouri as Lucius takes it the other way. Back and forth action with 25 seconds to go on the Houston penalty. 4-man battle for the puck in the corner. Flip back out and gloved down by Losing. At the blue line for Martison, left circle. Martison a shot, and that goes just wide. Takes a Tiger-friendly bounce all the way down the ice, and Losing will regather. 5 seconds to go in the power play. Losing now in the offensive zone, fires one just high. Both teams back at even strength. Martison in front, Joyce's shot, and the save is made by Christoffel, allowing no rebound with 3:50 to go in the second period in a tie game.
Finally back to 5-on-5, and that is what greatly favors the Tigers. I mean, they had some shorthanded chances there, but obviously both goals Nebraska scored, not just in this game, but in the series, have been on the power play. but also with how flat Missouri's power play is looking, how good they've been 5-on-5, they just want to keep this a low event 5-on-5 game as long as they can.
Lukey with the puck across center ice. The Tigers enter the zone. Vodnansky saves Solano. Back to the corner. It's taken away by Brickle. His pass towards Joyce was knocked out of the air by Carapella. Joyce tried to settle it down again. Brickle gets it back towards Losing. Losing towards Beach. And he tips it all the way down the ice. Tigers were looking for icing. But the play continues. Beach has it after a turnover on the forehand, and he scores. Jackson Beach with another goal. 2 for him in the second period. And the Cornhuskers have regained the lead. The 6th multi-goal game for Jackson Beach this season.
That's just a brutal turnover to make in your own zone. And then an excellent job by Beach. Christopher went down and Beach just outweighted him and chipped it over him high. And first 5-on-5 goal that the Cornhuskers have scored this series, and they once again have their lead back. It's the 3rd lead that Nebraska's had in this game. See if Missouri can tie it like they did the other 2 times, or if Nebraska's going to be able to either hold on or add to it.
Zitzman sends it down and is laid off sides. Tigers get back onside. Beach, who's now on hat trick watch, gets it ahead. Stadler dumps it in. Lucius goes chasing Zitzman. Lucius looking to find Stadler again. The pass was picked off. And here comes Missouri. Stadler, though, able to take that pass and get it back towards Uglo. Uglo floats one out, and this one gets caught in the equipment of Beach, and the whistle stops play there.
That one went high, kind of got lost in the lights. I thought it may have hit the ceiling, and it came down and hit Beach right in his back. He clearly was not expecting it.
So Preston Brickle on the faceoff. Big hit right off the draw. And now a penalty is called. Martison went down. Rudman pleads his case. But it appears that Rudman is headed off, and now it's Missouri's turn to take penalty after penalty.
Yeah, the only difference is Nebraska's been able to convert on their power plays in this contest. So this is big. It's going to run us down to basically the end of the period. 2 minutes on this power play, 2 minutes and 19 seconds left in this period. If Nebraska, it is 3-2. The board in here is still showing 2-2, but it's 3-2 Cornhuskers. And if Nebraska could score going with a multi-goal lead in the third, that will be massive.
Off the face-off, goes to Houston, trying to elude Beach. Beach goes down towards the ice, and we've got another whistle, some more pushing and shoving. Both teams getting into it a little bit. And did the puck exit the zone during all of that? I think that is what the ruling is. It comes out for an offside with 1:52 to go in the power play. Face-off won by Missouri. A clean win back to Zitzman, who rifles it down towards Beach, who stops it with his skate. Over the blue line, Beach turning on Bramstead. Looked for a pass towards the far side, but it hit a leg. Is collected by Stadler. The dish for Merritt was a little bit too hot to handle. Merritt jumps and gloves this down. Now a loose puck is fought for by Houston. He gets around Decker. Stadler ties him up in the corner. Houston taking it towards the front of the net, and he blows a tire. The puck is covered by Solano. Good effort on the penalty kill by Blake Houston. Not only was he trying to take some time off, but he took it right in front for a scoring chance.
And that's what Houston's done all season. He's this team's leading goal scorer for a reason. It's not just specializing in one area, it's everywhere, and he can get into those areas in front and make things happen.
So it'll be an offensive zone draw for the Tigers on the penalty kill. Missouri playing from behind. looking for the sweep after last night's 3-0 victory. And head coach Locke Thompson wants an explanation here on something. The referees had gathered right next to the net and had a long conversation after that play. I was curious if they were maybe discussing a potential penalty as Houston went down.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It was definitely a little awkward. Houston fell over. I think it was incidental, and then a body fell on top of him.
It looked like it might have been the stick of Salado, actually.
Yeah. So unless it be a tripping minor on the goaltender, hopefully they have someone on the bench serve it. They wouldn't have Salado sit in the box, but...
No penalty called, though, as Decker takes it up on the power play, which has a minute 23 remaining. Stadler behind the net. Pressured by Uglo, and Zitzman on the backhand gives it right to Lucius. Jackson Beach, 2 goals in the period already. Lucius to the corner. Decker and Uglo there. Now back to Beach. Stadler, far side. Hit a stick. That was Carapella who got a piece of it, and it goes into the netting with 1:02 on the Nebraska power play. 1:20 in the second period.
1:20 in the second, 1:02 on this Harpo's penalty kill, and they've changed penalty killers. It's the newbie coming in to take that face off.
Stadler off the draw. Beach, left circle. Looks at a shot, finds Lucius down low. Now Beach once again. He'll circle back. Jackson Beach fires on net. And that one off target, and now Christophel's shaken up.
He is. And he's still down. Patrick Stiplakolski, the backup goaltender for Missouri in tonight's contest.
Christophel gingerly getting back onto his feet.
Stiplakolski's there. He doesn't have his mask on. He's not getting his equipment ready. So it seems like Christophel will probably be good to go. Just a little shaken up.
Referee's giving him some time. They're all huddled up with Aaron Hemmer over at center ice. Christophel now seems to be all right. Just needed a second. 43 to go on the power play. And no action on that Tiger bench.
Yep, they blew the whistle. They're getting ready to drop this puck. Christophel will stay in the net, which is fortunate. He only has to finish the last minute of this period before maybe he can spend intermission nursing whatever's just been ailing him. Looks like it'll be Decker, Lucius, and Beach out, which is arguably their best 3 forwards. I mean, Beach has got those 2 goals tonight. He's on hat-trick watch. Decker has been everywhere, and Lucius has had some pretty crazy dekes tonight that have nearly resulted in a goal. And
the Tigers take another penalty.
They've taken a penalty. So
I didn't see what happened after the play.
Well,
but
they've got Knapp serving the penalty.
Andrew Knapp came back out onto the ice. Knapp was injured earlier in this period, re-aggravated the lower body injury that he's been dealing with. So he had been off the ice, but he skates back on, and now 43 seconds of 5-on-3 time as Nebraska tries to extend its lead.
This might be the game here. I mean, if Missouri can kill this off, get some momentum going into the third, if Nebraska scores, I mean, it might be too big to surmount for Mizzou.
Lucius in front. And that is out of play. It's announced as unsportsmanlike conduct on Missouri.
I'm not sure. They announced the number. I didn't quite hear, but it's clearly a player that's not Andrew Knapp, obviously, because he's just serving the minor. So that's a tough penalty to take. Again, it's after the play. That's kind of been Nebraska's bread and butter this series, but Missouri takes one. Kind of an unforced error.
Beach at the blue line. 40 seconds to go in the period. Has some room. Goes down low for Merritt. Net moved a little bit, and so that will stop play as it comes off its mooring, and they'll have to adjust that with 35.1 to go.
That's
16 seconds in the 5-on-3.
That's twice I've been counting. Twice the net's been knocked off. I said it was going to be over 3, so we're gonna see how that plays out.
You know what? Only twice to this point. That seems pretty good.
Remarkable. It's been one each net.
Face off one back to Beach. Stadler. He takes a look. Under 30 to go. Stadler for Beach. Some room at the right circle. In behind. Plays catch with Merritt. Beach. Cross ice. Hops over the stick of Stadler. Pass had a little bit too much mustard. Now to 5-on-4 as Rudman's out of the box. Lucius tried a centering pass. It's cleared away by Missouri.
I think that'll do it.
5 seconds to go in the period. One more chance, maybe for the Cornhuskers if they hurry, but that is out of the reach of Decker, and the period comes to an end. Nebraska leads 3-2. They'll have 59 seconds of power play time to begin the third period. But an eventful frame. Each team scoring 2 goals. And we're in for an exciting finish here. The offense got going there a little bit, Owen, for the Tigers. But 5-on-5 action was really rare there. Both teams in the box. It was the first half of that period. We saw Nebraska taking penalty after penalty. And the Tigers had some trouble staying out of the box. And their penalty kills really struggled. And Jackson Beach made him pay with 2 goals of his own that period.
Yeah, I mean, that's why Missouri's losing this game. 5-on-5 play was rare in that second period, and 5-on-5 has been, when the Tigers are at their best, it's been better than their penalty kill, obviously, and it's been better than their power play. If Missouri could play the third at 20 minutes of 5-on-5, I have no doubt that they'd be able to not only tie the game, but eventually take the lead. It's only a question of if that is going to happen. Are they going to keep taking penalties when they don't need to? And quite frankly, are they going to keep getting put on the power play and not being able to score? Something is going to have to change, and I would hope that it's Missouri's power play starting to click. But if not, they're going to have to keep this game 5-on-5 as long as they can and just keep throwing pucks on net to try to beat Solano.
Bramstead and Hemmer had the Missouri goals as we go to the second intermission. 3-2, the Cornhuskers have the lead here from Washington Park Ice Arena. We appreciate you joining us. Don't go anywhere. Third period action is coming up soon here from Washington Park Ice Arena. Alongside Owen Backer, I'm Ian Paprocki with Mason Heller on the controls and Robert Cranville doing the PA announcing. We'll be back soon here from the state capital of Missouri with more Mizzou hockey.
All right, fans, it's time.
Welcome back to Washington Park Ice Arena. We're ready for period number 3 with the Nebraska Cornhuskers leading the Missouri Tigers 3-2. Owen Backer and Ian Pavbrocki with you. Owen, 59 seconds of power play time to begin this frame for Nebraska.
Yeah, I mean, that's priority number 1, right? Before you can think about trying to tie this game or do anything, you got to deal with the pass cuts before you, which is just kill off the rest of this penalty. Their penalty kills given up 2 power play goals this game. Certainly has struggled, so that's priority number 1 right now. Just kill this thing off.
Face-off won by Nebraska. They can't right in front of the Missouri bench by Carson Weber. Up to the far side, hopped over the stick of Beach, who had 2 goals, including a power play marker in the second period. Bramstead and Hemmer with the Missouri tallies in the frame. Blake Houston and Press picked up assists for Missouri on those goals. Beach has it. He turns it over, and Tigers able to get a clearance. 23 seconds to go on the power play as Merritt goes chasing. Harassed by Houston, who nearly stole the puck away. They still battle for it in that corner. And now it's Beach. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Lucius lost it in his skates. A fresh sheet of ice. Might have gave him some issues there, and both teams are back to full strength. That puck was held up on Chin there. Chin tries to exit the zone. Both teams having a little bit of trouble with the puck here in the opening couple of minutes. Now Carapella takes it, gets around his man straight towards the front of the net. Lukey tried to pick it up, giving him some help from behind, but it's cleared away by the Cornhuskers. Zitzman turns around. Losing picks it up right in front of the crease. A minute and a half into the third period. Nebraska with the 1-goal lead, looking to split this 2-game series here in Jefferson City. Weber forces it back down in behind. Taken away by the Tigers. Fluttering puck in the neutral zone as Carapello is hacking at it. He takes it, but it's poked away by Brickle and sent back towards Christoffel. Serves it up on a planter for Bryce Uglow. Outlet pass, Carapella. Tigers enter the zone. Carapella tried to pass, but he struggled to get rid of the puck initially, and this time it's cleared all the way down. That'll go far enough for icing. Uglow's the first one there for Missouri, and an offensive zone draw for the Tigers.
Yeah, so good job killing off that penalty first and foremost. Missouri was able to do that with no real issue. So now your objective is clear. You've got 17 minutes and 51 seconds to tie this hockey game. If things stay 5-5, which is what we're talking about at the end of the second period, they shouldn't have an issue with that.
Clean face-off win to Zitzman. Long shot, steered wide. Hemmer has one of the Tiger goals with the puck briefly. Now Uglow at the blue line. Pass towards the doorstep for Hemmer is intercepted by Nebraska. And here comes Joyce the other way. He has the puck stripped at the last second. Thrown back out into the neutral zone and cleared all the way down by Joyce. Nebraska gets some fresh players on the ice. Pass for Hemmer, unable to reach him. It was at his skates. So Nebraska flips it back into the zone. Corralled by Zitzman. Martison in front of the net, chasing Zitzman now. Throws one straight at the skates of Hemmer. Fires it to the near side. He clears it down on the feed from Danny Rudman. Dish up to McCracken as Nebraska in transition. Fires a bad angle shot straight at the pads of Christoffel. He covers it up for a whistle with 16:55 to go in regulation.
And a nice bit of contact by Zagorski on McCracken here at the near boards. The physicality surely to ramp up here in this third period.
Tigers trying to bounce back from the 1-2 weekend at the SEC Frozen Showcase in Nashville. Got off to a good start with that victory last night, but a much better offensive attack from the Cornhuskers tonight. They've got the puck with Pate dropping it off for Decker. Long shot, flies wide of the net. Centering feed, nobody was home besides Fred Bramstead. Now the Tigers 3-on-2 in the zone. DeGroat with some feed. Drops Vodnansky. His shot is turned aside by Solano.
That was probably Vodnansky's best chance all night. What an opportunity.
Aiden Solano has been outstanding for the Cornhuskers tonight. Is Vodnansky racing after another loose puck. Here comes Vodnansky in alone. Saves Solano. He shuts the door again.
I retract my previous statement. That was Vodnansky's best opportunity tonight.
Carson Weber, chin, long shot. Goes wide into the right. Houston is there to pick it up for Missouri. On the backhand, had it poked away, swatted in by Lukey, straight at Solano, who covers the puck for a whistle. A couple of outstanding opportunities for Thomas Vodnansky, and Jaden Solano was up to the task for Nebraska.
That he was, and Solano's guy we haven't really focused on a lot, honestly, because Morgan is the 1A goaltender for this team, but he has been solid, and I mean, the game's on him now. If he can stonewall this team for 15 more minutes, Nebraska's going to split the series.
Long shot by Chin is off the leg and out of play. Really great goaltending all around with Jacob Morgan yesterday. Solano getting some action. It's been a split for Nebraska with those two guys seeing the net for the Cornhuskers this year. Lucius has it in the defensive zone. For Solano, his first start since December 6th. Here is Beach with a shot. He scores!
Hat trick.
It's a hat trick for Jackson Beach, who lets the Tigers bench know how many he scored tonight. It's a 4-2 Nebraska lead as Beach continues to torment Missouri tonight.
It's a natural hat trick, too. That's 3 in a row for Beach. He scored the second goal for Nebraska, the third goal for Nebraska, and the fourth goal for Nebraska. Turning the heat up on Missouri quite a bit. I mean, it's this point in the game where you think back to all those squandered power play opportunities, 5 in this game, and you think, oh, maybe we could have converted 1 or 2 of those, but that's in the past. They've got to focus on what is in front of them, which is a 2-goal deficit with 15 minutes to go in this period.
Jackson Beach has shown off his unbelievable shot here tonight as the Tigers try to respond. Uglo with the puck. Puts it out in front for Rudman. Steered away to the corner. Long pass out in front. And an opportunity there for Prest. But it goes off of the body. Tigers still with the puck. This is forced out near the boards. Now flip to the near side, and a long pass misses its target. No icing though. Christoffel plays the puck. Weber down low, and it's poked towards the net. Christoffel made a save. The net is off its mooring. A chance there for Nebraska to extend the lead to 3.
They really thought that was in. Weber raised not one but both of his arms up high in celebration before turning and realizing the puck was not in the net. And then a small scramble after that before the net gets kicked off its mooring. So that's 3, by the way. I'm still keeping track. I said over 3. We need 1 more. But, I mean, that could have been an absolute disaster for Missouri. 5-2. This late in the game, it'd probably be over, but fortuitous break, that puck doesn't go in the net, and now they can try to get one of these back.
Uglo for Zitzman. Ramstead goes to the neutral zone. Losing just onside over the blue line. Lays it in behind the net. Uglo forces it up the boards for Bramstead, who hacks at it. Martison off the boards, Groman to the point, and the save is made by Christoffel. And I don't think we've touched on the fact that Nebraska, before this series, had not played since early December. Missouri was able to knock off some of that winter break rust last week in Nashville, but Nebraska did not have that opportunity. Last night was their first game since December 6th, and so, it looks like a different team tonight as opposed to what we saw last night. You have to wonder if maybe last night was getting into the rhythm, getting used to playing again, and now they're back in their form.
Yeah, it's certainly a double-edged sword because on one hand, your injured guys have had plenty of time, more than enough time to get all healed up, but they did seem like they were knocking off a lot of rust as Christoffel makes that save. And yeah, I mean, I think they needed to get acclimated. They needed to get their legs under them, and it took a little bit. They started to maybe find it in that third period yesterday, and then all the penalties happened, which kind of nullified it, so they came out ready for this game, and it shows.
Nebraska ranked 21st in the Central Region rankings. Mentioned earlier, the Tigers currently ranked 16th. Definitely some potential postseason implications as these teams battle here tonight. They fight for it in the far corner. Puck tied up there. Tigers trying to work it 3. Bramstead with it. Bramstead throws it in front. Loose puck, Zagorski. He gets around Martison. Zagorski on the backhand, straight out in front, saves Solano. Loose puck picked up by McCracken, and here he comes the other way. McCracken for Decker. At the right circle, Decker flutters one in. He takes a hit from Vodnansky, and it's gloved down by Christoffel.
Big hit after he let the shot off, and kind of refreshing to see no fisticuffs after that bit of contact and the whistle. Just both teams skate to change lines as this crowd here is getting a little bit antsy. That hit certainly energized them a little bit, but the time is on the side of the Cornhuskers as this faceoff happens.
Yeah, it felt like that most recent Nebraska goal took some life out of this sellout crowd at Washington Park Ice Arena as Lukey goes chasing with Holderfield for that. Beach, who's already got the hat trick, takes a hit. Carapella skates it to the slot. He lost it off of his stick. Lukey settles it down. And now Beach able to grab the loose puck and play it forward for Lucius. Lucius unable to get around Zagorski, who punches it back out towards the neutral zone. Lukey circles back with the puck. Zagorski with it on his tape. Good pass to the near side for Carapella, but stolen away by Nebraska. Here comes Beach. Beach skating to the middle of the ice. Houston behind him, shoves him off the puck, and here comes Missouri. It's Lukey across the red line. Not a whole lot of speed on this rush, and that was all out of sorts as it's going to be offside with Carapella getting in a little bit early.
Yeah, misplay from Lukey, moving in 2-on-2, trying to break into the offensive zone. He tried to make a move, saw that he was going to skate off the sides, and then carried it over. And then also, I want to point behind the play. So the puck is taken away from Beach, who's, of course, the hat-trick scorer. And then he's pushed down and cross-checked a couple of times by Houston. No call, but, I mean, they are clearly frustrated by the play of Beach and how hard it is to take the puck off his stick. And obviously, with 3 goals.
Here's Chin back behind. Hemmer at the boards. Neat backhanded pass to Press, who gets around McGinnis. Press skates it to the right circle, and he had it hop off the stick at the last second. Tigers having some trouble connecting passes in the offensive zone. Now the puck is up into the netting and out of play for a whistle. Oh, and it's always interesting with these back-to-backs, the third period of the second game, because that's where fatigue maybe starts to play a factor when you're playing your 6th period of the weekend. Right now, that seems to maybe be the case for the Tigers. They just look a little bit slower so far in this third period.
Yeah, and especially for a team that's been a little bit less structured and has relied more on their raw speed and skill this series. I mean, it's something that's going to set in eventually, and it seems like it has to, or it has now. I think someone's without a skate. There's a skate blade loose.
Yeah, Merritt is struggling to get back to the bench. Tigers trying to take advantage, and he finally gets there.
The ref hands him a skate blade. He picked it up off the ice.
Tigers trying to take it away. Vodnansky was there, but now some room for the Cornhuskers as Roman forces it into the neutral zone. Good effort by Zach Merritt there to get off the ice without the skate blade. Team has it in the offensive zone. Roman trying to kick it away from Carson Weber. Decker back for Groman. Vodnansky right next to him. Played to some open ice for McCracken, who rings it around. And behind, it's Carson Weber. Chin will just send it down the ice. And this will be icing. It goes far enough. And just to the right of Solano. So the faceoff comes back into the Nebraska offensive zone.
This is the point of the game where typically we'd see the Tigers start, short shifting guys or long shifting guys. Rather, 3-0 Knapp going to be out there every single play, but he's injured, so I'm curious to see who steps up. I would imagine Vodnansky is going to be on the ice for pretty much the rest of the game, barring a shift or two. I expect the same thing out of his line mates. Brest is going to be on the ice. Guys like Carapella, I would look to. All potential options here. The Tigers need offense from their big scorers.
Face-off won by Nebraska. Pate with a long shot. Christoffel didn't get a good look at that. Some traffic in front of the net, but it goes wide. And now Bramstead takes it and makes a pass out to the neutral zone. Laid offside to Grote with it. Nebraska gets the puck back. Decker to the center of the ice from the Kraken. Drops for Decker with some space. He takes it right out in front, fires wide.
We got a snapped twig. So
Shin does not have a stick, but he blocks shot anyway with his foot. Nice effort by Brendan Shin as DeGroat in the backhand will send this one in deep. And that was icing. He was just short of the red line when he dumped that in.
A good job kind of putting out that fire, but it was 5-on-4.5 for Nebraska as Shin, the defenseman, loses his stick, but he was able to get in that shooting lane, kick the puck out, and get things out. No harm, no foul. We're nearly halfway expired through this period. Tigers still a 2-goal deficit. Ethan DeGroat, another guy that I expect to be playing most of the rest of this game. Probably the most rawly skilled Tigers forward in the lineup tonight.
Sadler and DeGroat will take this draw just about halfway through the third period. It's one back, Beach to the point, shot deflected by Lucius. It was Pate who got it on net, but it's up into the netting. And another ozone draw for the Cornhuskers as they keep the pressure on here.
Yeah, that wasn't a deflection. That went off the shaft of the stick of Lucius. I don't think he knew the puck was coming. It's a bit of an unintentional play by him, and he sends that puck out of play into the netting.
Lukey is kicked from the draw. Houston takes over for Missouri, and straight off of the faceoff, it rolls right to Christoffel as Stadler forced it on net. And we'll do the faceoff once again with Stadler and Lukey battling for the draw to the left of Christoffel.
5 seconds have ticked off the clock in what feels like the last 5 minutes.
Houston takes the puck. We'll see if we get a little more continued play here as Carapella swats it deep into the zone. Pate there first for Nebraska. Touched ahead for Beach, but he lost it. Carapella looks to move it forward. He finds a loose puck right in the slot. A bunch of Cornhuskers in the area, though. And they get it back out to the neutral zone. Uglo sends it in deep. Holderfield there first for Nebraska. This is played ahead. Here's Lucius. Chance at a 2-on-1 if they hurry, but good work by Uglo. Pate picks up the puck, though. Played for Beach out in front. He tried a centering pass for Lucius, who would have had a wide-open net, but couldn't connect. Christoffel gives Lucius a friendly little tap on the shins as he was out in front of the net. A penalty is called. I believe the arm of the referee went up as Christoffel stopped a Lucius shot. And we'll see what the call is here. Lots of pushing and shoving around the net as Lucius was up in Christoffel's grill on that shift.
Yeah, well, it starts with a great breakup of the 2-on-1 by Uglo, and then Uglo gets taken down, which nearly creates a grade A scoring chance for Nebraska. There's no call on that, to the dismay of the Missouri bench and the fans in Washington Park Ice Arena, and then a couple cross checks are thrown down. Finally, it's going to be a call. So with 9 minutes and 11 seconds left to go, Missouri's going to get to go on their 7th power play of the game. Let's see if they can convert. They're at 9% this series.
This power play brought to you by Gumby's Pizza. We'll do the face-off once again. DeGroat is in there for the Tigers on the draw.
A small clock issue in Washington Park Ice Arena. That's why they're not dropping the puck. Power play clock showing 0 seconds.
That would be the quickest power play of all time if it was already at 0, Owen.
That it would be, and the Tigers need a little bit more than that. I mean, I made a joke about, can you decline power plays? But, I mean, you can, and you do really need one right now. And if there was any time for them to show up, it would be at this moment.
Still plenty of time to come back, but want to get it back to a 1-goal deficit as soon as you can if you're Missouri. And here's the opportunity. DeGroat with the puck. Cross ice, Lukey hopped off his stick. Lukey, Zitzman. Lukey once again. He wires, and this one is off a body in front. Might have gotten all the way to Solano. And it's off the netting and out of play with 1:41 to go here on the Missouri power play.
Great passing sequence to open up that power play. A great feed from number 16, Ethan DeGroat, but Lukey just couldn't quite corral it.
DeGroat at the left circle with some room. Circles around the back of the net. Lukey drops it to DeGroat. DeGroat out in front of the net. One-time attempt goes wide. A rocket off the stick of Zitzman. And it heads all the way back into the defensive zone for Missouri. Zitzman is there, chased by Beach. Lukey got in his way as the outlet goes to DeGroat with 1:13 to go on the power play. Here's Bramstead right circle. He holds up. Now Lukey at the point. DeGroat trying to find some room now. Zitzman. Lukey fires, and the shot is blocked, and it's out of the zone. Big time shot block right there by Groman. As Zitzman tries to get around Lucius, who's giving him some problems. Good penalty killing by Lucius. And he finally has the puck stolen away. Beach is in there in the offensive zone as well. These Cornhuskers are doing a great job on the penalty kills. Lucius and Hemmer collide in behind. We'll see if the Tigers can get something going in the final half minute of the man advantage. Bramstead takes a hit by Beach. He stood up at the blue line, and Jackson Beach forces it ahead. Vodnansky in the neutral zone. Over the blue line, Houston at the left circle. Banks it back for Vodnansky to Carapella. 13 seconds of power play time. Uglo, Carapella, Vodnansky in front, nobody home. 7 seconds on the man advantage. Carapella circles back. Uglo at the point, winds up and fires one straight into the midsection of Solano, and he gives up no rebound. Power play comes to an end, and the Cornhuskers are putting on a penalty-killing clinic tonight.
And that was a good shot at the end there, but just not able to get it through traffic. And Nebraska, we've seen a lot of different penalty-killing strategies this year. Wash U was attack, attack, attack. Don't let them set up. Don't let them do anything. Nebraska's more than content to let them just skate around the perimeter, pass it along, but not giving up anything in front. The Tigers now 1 for 12 in this series.
Big time hit, and that's going to be a penalty. And now, after the play is over, Rudman taken down by Martison. It was Rudman playing the initial hit that drew a penalty. So we'll see if they give Martison a penalty for going after Rudman. See if the Tigers can catch a break. Maybe they even out.
I think they will. Rudman's going to the box.
Martison's headed back to the bench.
Missouri power play, 8.33%.
And actually, Martison is headed back to the locker room now. So it does appear that he's been kicked out.
10 minute.
Him and Rudman having some words as he walks back to the locker room. I'm guessing probably talking about their dinner reservations for after the game.
That's highly likely. Having dinner reservations, maybe at Whataburger. That's where you go after a hockey game, Ian.
Is there a Whataburger in Jefferson City?
No, we had to go to KC for that.
Rudman can make some Jefferson City recommendations. He's been around for quite a while. The senior from O'Fallon is a veteran on this Missouri team. And we wait to find out how this is all sorted out. And a common theme this weekend, discussions in front of the penalty box.
Rudman's penalty is the only one on the board right now, but I assume I'm wondering if it's going to be a 2 and a 5, and it is. It's going to be a 2 and a 5.
Wow.
So we'll have 2 minutes of 4-on-4 action, and then when that penalty expires, Missouri's going to have 3 minutes of a power play, which will bring them until 2 minutes and 2 seconds left in the game. And being a major penalty also means Missouri can score as much as they want on this power play. So down 2 goals late, that's huge. I mean, maybe even, if you haven't scored and there's a few minutes left, maybe even consider pulling goaltender and trying to score as many as you can. Very different ways that this could be played by head coach Locke Thompson.
Well, if Davis Martison didn't react to the initial hit, Nebraska would be headed to the power play right now. But not only did he take a penalty himself, he took a major penalty and has been kicked out of the game.
Yeah, and I mean, if Nebraska does end up losing this game, I mean, that's the game right there. Nebraska, whose power play's been good and might have scored, but even if they didn't, you wind 2 minutes off the clock and you put Missouri in a really difficult situation. If Missouri does come back and win this, it's going to be because of that penalty. They've got a good group out there. They've got Houston, the leading goal scorer. He's back. He's swapping with Uglo and then Carapella taking the face-off.
Lukey out there as well for the Tigers. He's seen a lot of ice time tonight. Was starting this game for Missouri as Pate steals the puck. Beach in the center of the ice. Pass couldn't connect with Lucius. Uglo circles back in his own zone, chased by Pate. Uglo trying to shake him. Leads it ahead for Houston, uses the boards up for Carapella. Carapella is first there, so no icing. A wraparound attempt, fires it on net. Solano with the save. And it remains a 2-goal game. A grade A chance for Dominic Carapella, but Jaden Solano has had a phenomenal night in goal, and it continues right there.
And you could tell, I'm not sure if our camera picked it up, but the utter frustration on the face of Carapella. He slammed his stick on the ground because that was a wide open opportunity. And it was a good shot, but just a better save.
They'll do the face-off once again. 1:26 to go on the 4-on-4 before the Tigers head to their power play. Quick discussion with the clock operators from the referees. Now we're ready to go. The faceoff is won cleanly by Missouri. Walsh puts it in on net. Easy save, Solano. Lukey first to it. He's shoved by Merritt. Carapella loose puck. Played it to the skates of Merritt. Decker pins him to the boards. Picks up a loose puck. Does Carapella. Fires it off the side of the net and out of play over the netting.
Trying to beat Solano top corner. He placed both those shots in the exact same position, just trying to get over his right shoulder. And now this 4-on-4 unit's going to change. So the new guys on the ice, Max Zagorski and Owen Walsh are the two defensemen, with Bramstead, who scored the first Tiger goal, and DeGroat out. Certainly a solid unit.
DeGroat is in for the face-off, and he wins it back. Zagorski back in behind the net now. Merritt still out there for the Cornhuskers. Plays it to the near side boards. Walsh flicks it down low. Back in behind the net. McGinnis tried to get there first. DeGroat right on his hip. Now Decker plays it back out. Out of the reach of Joyce. Cornhuskers, though, have some room with 40 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. McGinnis and Walsh go after a puck deep into the Missouri zone. DeGroat touches ahead for Bramstead. Bramstead eludes Joyce. Sends it back towards Walsh in the defensive zone. Walsh skates it up. His pass behind Bramstead. The Tiger is able to pick it up. Here's DeGroat. DeGroat skates forward, fires one on net. It goes up in the air briefly, and now Solano's got it. They crashed the net after what looked like a juicy rebound, but the Tigers knocking on the door, but they still can't get one to go in this third period.
Another great play from Solano. It just seems like the Tigers don't have any puck luck, but that's the thing playing a goaltender like this. You create your own luck. I mean, none of these plays where it's just thrown into the crease and hoping the bounce goes your way have gone in because of how heads up Solano's been playing.
Face-off won by Nebraska. Now behind the net, DeGroat poking away at it. 5 seconds until Missouri heads to the power play. Rudman set to leave the box, and now he does. Bramstead with the puck for Zagorski. He fires off the outside of the net. 2 minutes and 50 seconds of power play time. Cross-ice pass, one-timer is blocked in front. Bramstead takes it, though, for Missouri. Bramstead, one-timer to DeGroat. That wouldn't go. Losing maybe shaken up a little bit. Look like he blocked the shot there. Zagorski left circle. Uglo, great pad save made. Centering for Rudman, and it's stolen away and cleared all the way down. The Nebraska bench makes some noise. Their penalty kill continues to be rock solid. Now 2:20 to go. And Owen, you mentioned it earlier, I'll say it again. With the major penalty, Missouri can keep scoring and keep scoring. If they're able to get one to go, they'll remain in the man advantage because it was a major on Martison. Here they come in the zone. Carapella has it stolen away by Beach, who clears it down the ice. 4 minutes to go in regulation, 2 on the penalty.
And again, with a 5-on-4 advantage, you could pull the goaltender and go 6-on-4. The downside is there's no icing, so Nebraska could launch it down the ice. But with 150 on this Gumby's power play and 3:50 left on the game clock, you need 2. I would set up and pull the goaltender if I was Locke Thompson. I mean, it's a gamble, but I think you might have to.
Vodnansky gets it in deep. Christoffel stays for now. Holder field behind the net for Nebraska. Missouri takes it, though. And here is Zitzman down low. Back up to Carapella. Carapella dishes it across for Vodnansky. For Weber at the point. To Vodnansky, right circle. He circles around with 1:20 to go. Weber, one-timer. Right pad save made by Salato. Cornhuskers trying to clear, and they do as Stadler gets it out. Christoffel comes out because Beach was chasing for Nebraska. Carapella with 4 Tigers bunched up in the same area, able to get it over the blue line, but it's stolen away and cleared by Nebraska.
1 minute left on that power play. Still deep in his crease is Christoffel.
Carson Weber for Missouri, trying to get things started. Tigers could use a spark, and they could use it quick. But that's not going to help. An icing on the power play. And so it comes all the way back to the defensive zone for Missouri with 40 seconds to go on the man advantage.
So assuming this gets killed off, which is an assumption to make. I mean, there's still 40 seconds left. But if it gets killed off, it's going to be 2 minutes and 2 seconds left. And it's going to be a goal a minute. Missouri's going to have to get a goal a minute at 5-on-5. So I'm not sure when they're going to be able to pull Joey Christoffel, but we'll see.
Emmer and Brickle on the draw. Tigers take possession. Zitzman quickly moving forward with some urgency. As it poked off his stick by Joyce, Zitzman pushes it ahead near Lukey, but the Cornhuskers take over. Here comes Brickle, 1-1 on Carson Weber, and it's off the leg of Weber and out of play.
A good stick positioning by Weber. He's able to have that puck off the shaft of his stick and slide out, but yeah, there's 24 seconds on this power play. Obviously no goaltender pulls. It's a defensive zone draw. And they're going to have Hemmer out to take this one.
This is the quietest it's been in the arena all night. Very
By
tense
far.
feeling here as the Tigers have just 2 minutes and 25 seconds to score 2. Roman Losing sends it all the way down the ice. 15 to go on the power play. The Tigers had 3 minutes on the man advantage. And it's going to be unsuccessful. 3, 2, 1, and full strength. Another great penalty kill as Groman goes chasing. Plays it ahead. Saucer pass to the far side, just out of the reach of McCracken. He hustles for it. Uglo ties up his stick. Big hit there by Vodnansky. A redirect out in front. Big save by Christoffel. The puck is loose. Lucius was looking for it. And the whistle blows, stopping play. And now Christoffel is on his side. He's shaken up there. He might have taken a shot.
I think he's grabbing his... I wonder if he's grabbing his hand, if he got slashed on the wrist maybe. But he's rolling, so it might... Yeah, I think it might be lower body. I think he was speared in the midsection.
Man's not happy here as Christoffel still on his backside.
And Stiplikolski is... Look, he's getting up and looks like he might be getting ready. Christoffel went down earlier in this game, but was able to pop back up. He just got a little dazed, but now the trainers come out, and it looks like, as well as head coach Locke Thompson.
Joey Christoffel has been an absolute warrior this season for the Tigers. As it's gone dead silent. Christoffel back up to his feet, and he gets a round of applause. Locke Thompson out on the ice, and now he's giving it to the referees on the ice, and I think he's just been tossed from the game.
He's got tossed. And Missouri signaling to take their timeout. So Thompson's been tossed. They're going to take a timeout here. and they're going to have to draw something up because they need 2 goals in a minute 40.
So Locke Thompson is out, and now the Tigers will talk things over. The offense has been a struggle here in this third period. They've got to get something drawn up, and a lot of credit to Nebraska. I mean, after a tough loss last night, they look like a different team tonight. Defensively, they've been outstanding. On the penalty kill, they've been tremendous. And now they're just a minute 40 away from heading back home with a series split.
Yeah, 7.69% on the power play now in this series for Missouri. That is 1 for 13, and that's counting all power plays the same. It's not even counting the major penalties, the 5 minutes, the 3 minutes that they just had there. Certainly not ideal. Obviously, Christoffel, looking at him right now, he seems to be all right.
Locke Thompson's shaking this off here.
I guess we're a little more used to back when Bob Bucher was the coach that you might see something like that. But Locke Thompson's such a reserved guy, and he walked up very calmly, assessed his goaltender, made sure he was okay, and then turned to the official and let him have it, and he got kicked out. So,
well, his team has been looking for a spark this entire third period. I mean, it has just looked unenergized for Missouri right now. So Locke Thompson maybe just trying to get his guys going for these final 100 seconds.
Yeah, he knew he was going to get kicked out, but for the minute 40, it's not the worst thing. And they got to win a faceoff here and get this puck out before they can think about pulling Christoffel.
1:34 on the clock. Faceoff comes to the left of Christoffel. Stadler and Hemmer on the draw. One back by Nebraska. Groman plays it out in front. Loose puck, Beach. Stadler, right circle. His pass hit a leg. Now Weber trying to exit. He lost the puck, though. Bodnansky gives Lucius a shove. And now a penalty's called. Bodnansky had the puck, and did Joey Christoffel get tossed?
And he's going to the box.
Christoffel has taken an unsportsmanlike penalty, and for the second night in a row here in Jefferson City, we have a goalie in gear sitting in the penalty box.
Never saw that before this weekend. Now I've seen it twice, although apparently Christoffel was sitting in the penalty box in Nashville last week, so he's getting a little familiar with that. So it is Patrick Stiplakolski, number 31, who has stepped into the net. He'll have to make a few saves in the last minute and 18 seconds and try to give his team a chance to get down on the other end of the ice so he can be pulled.
So Stiplakolski comes in as Christoffel sits in the box, and he was likely barking about the no call on the play where he was injured just moments ago.
It's still 5-on-5.
Nebraska can't figure out how to get set up here for this faceoff. Tigers were screaming for a delay of game. They won't get it, though. It's off the faceoff. Stiplakolski gets a welcome to the game, and a stick goes flying. It was the stick of Lucius out in front.
It hit Bonansky right in the side of the head. He did not seem to care, but another couple seconds tick off the clock. It moves Nebraska a few fractions of a percentage closer to victory.
Well, this has been a very chippy weekend between these two teams, and with 1:15 to go in game two, I don't know if we've seen the end of that chippiness. It seems very intense down there on the ice. Tigers just trying to get possession in their offensive zone so they can get Stiplakolski off the ice for the extra attacker, but they've been unable to get the puck. Beach gets it all the way down low. Here is Uglo. Uglo trying to get around a couple of Cornhuskers. The offensive zone, it's Houston, Bramstead, Carapella in front. Houston tries to punch it in, but he couldn't do so. Stiplakolski stays in the net.
Deep in his net. He's lurking.
Tigers with the puck, Zitzman, Uglo. Stiplakolski stays as Uglo drops it. And the cross-ice pass in the direction of Zitzman was broken up, and Lucius gets it out of the zone. Man, if there was a chance to pull your goalie, it felt like it was right there as we're under a half minute to go. Tigers need two very quickly. Bodnansky toe drag out in front, knocked off his stick. Sipokolski still in the net. Tigers have it taken away and sent all the way down the ice. Sipokolski comes out with 10 seconds to go. Carapella had his stick lifted by Carlson to Lucius. Lucius shoots, blocker saves Sipokolski. But that will do it. Time runs out, and the Nebraska Cornhuskers have defeated the Tigers 4-2 and split this series. And unsurprisingly, there's still shoving going on after the play.
Christoffel just was hitting a demonic pose in the penalty box there by himself. He is clearly not happy, and man, they're gonna line up and do the handshake, which, you know, again, best tradition in sports. But and Christopher's gonna lead it, but what a weird game.
Team showing off some sportsmanship after what was a chaotic, intense weekend. Each squad comes away with the victory. It was Missouri last night 3-0. Nebraska tonight 4-2. For the Cornhuskers, it's their first win of 2026. It's also their first true road win since October 11th at Arkansas. They beat Michigan in the neutral site game in November, but I mentioned they started the season on the road a lot. It's been more of a step here tonight as the teams shake hands, and even after the handshake, they're still barking at one another.
That if ever, you know, you can't really blame a loss on a game on pulling or not pulling the goaltender, because if everything goes right, you don't have to pull the goal. Play, and there's no icing if the guy on the other team shoots it down. But man, I mean, the Tigers were down 2. They had 2 minutes left on that major penalty, and you just feel like they gotta pull the goaltender, and then they just keep not. And when your offense really hasn't been able to do anything in 2 periods, it's really hard to justify not pulling the goaltender. So frustrating way to end that. The Tigers power play, I think the big story of not just that game, but I mean, honestly, this weekend, 7% on the power play this weekend, 1 for 13. That's just absolutely not going to get it done. They're going to need to figure some things out. There were certainly positives to take away from this weekend. I mean, they had a 3-0 shutout victory yesterday, but they're going to need to practice a few things before they take on KU at Washington Park the 30th of January.
Friday, January 30th, the date that Missouri has circled on its calendars. I'm sure Kansas does as well. That'll be a fun one. Teams will play in Kansas the next night, Saturday the 31st. But with this game, it was the Jackson Beach story, a hat trick for Beach. The Cornhuskers opened the scoring in the first period with a Liam Joyce power play goal. Beach had the next 3. Tigers had both of their tallies in the second period. It was Fred Bramstead and Aaron Hemmer with the goals. But the Tigers unable to come away with the win, and a lot of credit goes as well to goaltender Jaden Solado for Nebraska. He was phenomenal in that all night long one.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, we didn't give him his flowers properly, or really, I guess, underestimate him, because he's the backup. Morgan has been the guy for Nebraska this season. He's played most of their games. Solano comes in yesterday and plays a fine 10 minutes for, you know, what he could. And in this game, I mean, to be honest, he stole the show, especially at the end there. I mean, Nebraska's penalty kill was great, but whenever Missouri was able to break through, he was there to stonewall the Tigers. And so I would give him my first star of this game. Him and Beach, I would say, are the two. Obviously, you've got the hat trick. But even with Beach's hat trick, I think this was a winnable game for Missouri if it weren't for the goaltender. And you know, he outdueled Christoffel, and that's not to say Christoffel played a bad game at all. He was very solid when they needed him to be, but just an excellent game from Solano, and he could get on that bus ride back to Lincoln feeling good that he played well.
Zach Merritt with a couple of assists for the Cornhuskers here in this game. And that'll do it here from Washington Park Ice Arena. The Cornhuskers with a 4-2 victory over the Tigers. And Owen, any final thoughts on this one?
I would say, well, first and foremost, I'll say it every time. Thank you all for joining us if you were here, and we appreciate all the support. Win or loss, Mizzou fan, Nebraska fan, doesn't matter. We appreciate the support and watching the stream, but also just on the ice. It's fun watching Missouri play a rival like Nebraska that, newfangled Missouri fans, that grew up or watched them in the SEC don't know the ball, but I grew up just hating Nebraska so much as a Missouri fan, and it's fun in a loving way, and it's fun to watch these two teams clash on the ice, and I'm excited not only to see a very similar vibe in the KU game on the 30th, but see what kind of animosity is brought into the MACHA Gold tournament. It's going to be fun to watch the rest of the season.
Well, that'll do it from Washington Park Ice Arena tonight. Once again, the final score, Nebraska 4, Missouri 2. For our producer, Mason Heller, PA announcer Robert Crable, my great partner, Owen Backer, I'm Ian Paprocki saying good night from Jefferson City as Missouri and Nebraska split the series. We'll see you again on January 30th right here on the Mizzou Hockey YouTube channel for Mizzou in Kansas. Have a great rest of your night, everybody.